What's going on, guys? My name is Doug. Welcome to the channel. I'm very happy to see you guys here today. We are going to be giving a listen to my favorite tracks off of Division's latest project, Muse and Her Feelings. It's me. I'm the Muse. I chose 8 of my favorites out of the 16 tracks. I already posted on Twitter that if I had to rate the project, I would give it more or less a 6, 6.5. I think that's fair. It's a very solid project, I'm not gonna lie. I think I enjoyed this one more than their last project. They had some very, very solid tracks. Even the tracks that didn't make it onto the list of favorite songs are still very, very good. Some of them a little more forgettable than others, some of them a little more boring than others, but these 8 tracks I think are the best off of the project. That doesn't mean any of the others are bad, it just means that I don't really feel a need to go back and listen to them, you know? So these 8 are my favorites off the project, because I figured this would be a way to not have to sit through the entire project on camera, because R&B albums can get a little slow and a little tough to react to. So I figured by choosing my favorites, the video would come out better for it and a little more energetic and shorter, you know, as well. So that's better for you guys as well. So with that said, I'm just gonna say again, thank you so much for helping me to hit 15,000 subscribers. It's a huge deal for me. You know, I've had that in the description, help me hit 15,000 subscribers for so long now. So I guess we've got to find another milestone, and I'm ready for it. And I know that you guys are really rocking with the channel and with the stuff I'm putting out. And I know that you guys will help me get to whatever milestone I put in that description. So thank you guys so much. It really means a lot to me. And to anybody who wants to support in some way other than just a subscription, you can follow my social media. You can become a member or a patron of the channel. That'd be really cool too. And you can share the videos. You know, sharing the videos helps to get more people involved. And that's always a great way to support as well. So just thank you so much for that 15K. It means a lot. And let's get into this video. So normally I'll go through the track list and I'll pick up my favorites and we'll listen to them in the order that they show up on the album. So the very first track that we're going to be listening to today is No Good. This album is just great to lay back to, man.
I realize I'm just too realistic.
Those little pop keys in the background are sick.
Ain't get alone, but when you're right here with me, I wanna be alone. Even commit, love ain't no good for me.
Yeah, man, this is a really solid intro. I think that some people might not enjoy this one so much. They might feel like it's a little boring just because of how laid back it is and how little production there is to this track. You know, there's very minimal drums. There's just some really sweet pop keys in the background and a very dry, in-your-face vocal performance from the lead singer. I don't know his name, unfortunately. But yeah, I personally think that it's got a great vibe to it. I think that it's got just enough to it that keeps me interested. You know, I did have to listen to it a few times. The first time I did think it was a little boring, but, you know, going through it and listening to it over and over again, I was able to really pick up on that laid-back vibe that really, really works for this track in particular. There are some other tracks that I kept off of this list because I did feel they were a little boring. But in this one, you know, I really enjoy it. And it's not a track that you're going to play at a party or something like that. It's definitely one of those tracks that you're going to kick back to, relax to, and really just kind of drift off, you know, into your thoughts while you listen to it. But it's a great track in my opinion. I think it's really well executed. Next track is Friends featuring Party Next Door. These synths really caught my attention.
Not the way I see it.
There are so many little subtle touches that they added to the melodies in the background, little bells and whistles, and you can hear them far away in the distance, and it really adds some special flavors and touches to this production. It's really cool.
'Cause the way I see it, nothing minds the friends.
Yo, I'm vibing to this, man.
But I know when you're with me, friends seem to always listen. But you don't do that.
The subtle vocalizing and riffing in the background is great.
Stop it. Now your mind's not listening to my friends.
That's so catchy. Harmonies are beautiful. It's just got a great groove to it, really awesome synths, a catchy hook. Party Next Door killed his feature, I think. I think he had a really good performance on here. Great harmonies towards the end. The track has a clear build to it, you know, more and more added to it, and it climaxes and then drifts back down. It's a really, really good track. Definitely one of my favorites, you know, for sure. Courtside featuring Jessie Reyes.
In a one-bedroom apartment with a couple guys that were part-time, but they leave
And bored at home,
while making sure
I'm not alone.
The lyrics paint a really clear image. I love that.
as long as you spend with the lions and the cheetahs, with the lions and the cheetahs.
I get it. Lions, cheetahs, liars, cheaters.
She only loved from the red bottoms of
My heart,
Red bottoms of my heart.
back and forth.
Jessie Reyes is killer in this.
And bored at home.
It's just undeniable, man. It's really smooth. It's got a great vibe to it. Awesome performances. Great production, you know, clearly cutting out the beat and bringing it back in to create these rises and falls in the track, and really emphasize some portions of their verses, some portions of the lyrics. The lyrics paint a really vivid picture of this woman who's trying to be a boss and had a kid really early in her life, and she's trying to not have her time wasted, and it's just really great storytelling, and it's just a really fire song in my opinion. Now at some point we get towards the middle of this project and we do get a few forgettable tracks in a row. We get some of those like dance hall tracks, like the island vibe tracks that normally I just tend to skip through because they're not really for me. Like it takes a very special track to get my attention, excuse me, that is in that lane of music. And so I understand that it's cool, and if the album is playing all the way through, I'm not skipping them by any means. I don't think they're bad tracks. They're really nice vibes and stuff, but if we're talking my favorites, they're most likely not going to be on there. So we skipped quite a few tracks in the middle, and the next track on my list is Miss Me.
Rose
Yeah.
to the hoes.
Yo, for some reason, this is like the third or fourth time I've listened to this track, and just now is it hitting me that Bryson Tiller feature on this track would be absolutely killer. Of those little rising synths, really cool.
If you want me back, let me know. My sister
It's such a satisfying drop.
in the cold.
And then here with the background vocals,
Miss me.
hey.
Got my system, girl, I relax. Sweating in the cold, I can't relax. Oh,
Yo, this project watched Party Next Door's album.
diamonds, I can put you out my system, girl, I relax. Sweating in the cold, I can't relax.
It's a killer vibe. Slowing it down, that's crazy. I love that. That's a great track, man. I love that chorus. I love that the first time he runs through the hook, it's just his vocals, and then the second time he brings in those backup vocals, and it's just like, oh, all right. So even when it's in the actual hook that we hear the most amount of times in the song, we get a little element of surprise. We get some extra, you know, oomph to that second repetition. So sweet, man. Seriously great music from Division, and just absolutely showing, in my opinion, Party Next Door, how you continue to innovate and continue to create interesting, modern sounding, like R&B trap music, you know, with great performances and solid, compelling production, and actually giving some effort to your performance and switching up the vibes on your project. You know, I don't know. I just really think that the Party Next Door's album could have been so much better, and I'm still salty about it. But yeah, next track. Why are we talking about Party Next Door on this Division video? Yeah, man, in any case, Division's doing a great job. I'm thoroughly enjoying the project by this point, you know, and so many great tracks. Next track that we're going to be listening to today is Dangerous City. This is the one with the Ty Dolla feature, yo. So good. So creative with the production. You hear this? That percussion is so sweet, man. Yo, flowing into his falsetto, so smooth. Love that. Yo, Ty Dolla's a cheat code feature all day. That's so great. But yeah, that last verse where they kind of switch up the vibe a little bit, like that portion could have been left off the track because, like I said, that's just not really my vibe. That's not really for me. But, you know, I think that in this specific case, it doesn't sound terrible. It doesn't sound bad. It also doesn't sound like it completely doesn't fit at all with the rest of the track. They managed to transition in and out of it really smoothly. No, so I think it's still a worthwhile feature to have on there. I'm not mad at that one, and I still really like the track enough to put it in this list. So yeah, that's just a fire song. Flawless Do It Well Part 3 with Summer Walker. Yo, the features on this project, man, so good. Yo, we get some old school vibes with this, man. I love it. Yeah. These little old school R&B vibes. Yo, this little transition with the horns, crazy. Yo, the vocals, bro. Crazy, bro. The production's nuts. Crazy, bro. You know, that's such a unique take on the production, giving us some older school vibes, and the transition with the horns is great. I mean, everything about that track is just, it's interesting, and it's different, and it's unexpected, you know, it's unpredictable. It's got a great feature, great vocal performances. I mean, I love everything about that track, you know, that's a really solid song. It's one of my favorites off the project. Next track is Between Us, featuring Snow Allegra. I'm telling you, the feature list on this project goes crazy, bro.
Let me start by saying sorry. Some days I take if I just took time to plan it. Told me secrets you ain't want.
You could be the star in my universe if I just take time to plan it. Like, plan it out, but planets in the universe, stars.
We keep the promises we could be promising.
Yo, the lead.
Nothing there to stop the feeling.
Yo, this rides, bro. So sweet. Man.
I love you once when it was just me and you. We know the truth.
I got goosebumps, bro. This is so good. Fantastic music, bro. Seriously. Like, I got goosebumps from that one. It's just so good. It's so well executed. Everything about it. The mix, the production, the performances, the feature. Like, all of it is so good. Transitioning into the chorus in a really emphatic way and climactic way that makes us, like, anticipate the chorus and really be excited for it. It's just so good, you know? I love that. That's the 7th track we've listened to. We've still got one more. For Us is the last track we're going to be listening to today. Before we get into this last one, I do want to say that the very last track on the actual track list of the project, I think it's called Again, was a very near miss. You know, I almost put that on this list. Like, I know that might be some people's like favorite track. It's a really good song. It just didn't make the cut, but like by this much, you know. But it is a good track. I just want people to make sure, like, that's an honorable mention. I'm putting together a list of my favorites. That has to be an honorable mention. It's a really good track. Okay, so like I said, the last track we're going to be listening to today is For Us.
Sometimes I really wish we got it together. It was always you. It was always you.
Do you hear how the track is building? You know, I love that. Octaves. He makes it look easy, you know? Yo, this sounds like it's straight off of 24 Karat Magic, you know what I mean? This, like, I really thought Bruno Mars had a feature on this one.
I couldn't get any luckier.
Let's go.
Some way.
Like, I think like that is undeniably good music, you know what I mean? Like, that's just a solid performance. The track builds up really emphatically. Like, there's a progression to the track that you can experience, you feel it, even if you don't necessarily like notice it because you're like analyzing the track. You feel it. You feel like the track is moving forward and growing as you progress in it, and that's what makes it so special. And that's what I feel like so much music in this vein is lacking nowadays, you know? Like the Party Next Door album, again, I'm bringing it up, and I don't mean to hate on it or anything like that or be overbearing, but it's just a little something that would have made it so much more special, is if it had this sort of progression in its tracks, you know, building up, adding vocals, adding elements in the production, adding a few leads, having a little solo, riffing in the background, and having everything just be added onto the track little by little until we get to this really climactic, like emphatic moment in the track that is just special and has the person like, what am I listening to, you know? This is great. So that's why I love that track. That's the last track that made it onto my list. Again, I think that a fair rating for this project would be a 6 to a 6.5, because it does get a little rough in the middle of the track list. It does get a little forgettable in my opinion. If they dropped a project with just these 8 songs, I would have given it like an 8 or a 9. You know, because it's really good stuff. So with this project, when the song is hitting, it's hitting hard, and when the track is not there, it's just forgettable. You know, so I would say a little inconsistent, honestly, but not enough to really rag on this project. Like I said, 6 to 6.5. I would say 6.5, 6.5 for sure. You know, the more I listen to it, the more it really grows on me, and so I would say 6.5 is fair for this project for sure. Thoroughly enjoyed it though. I listened to it 2 or 3 times in a row this morning. Very enjoyable project. Be sure to listen to it if you haven't. You know, it kind of went over people's heads, I think. I haven't heard too many people talking about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like. You know, support the channel by liking it, sharing it with somebody that you think might enjoy it. You can support the channel by becoming a patron or a member. You know, that'd be a really great way to help the channel out. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys so much. Let's get to 20,000, 25, 50, and from then we can really make this channel something special. I forgot to mention in the beginning of the track. I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video. I am taking submissions for putting y'all on still. I know I haven't dropped a putting y'all on this month, and that's because honestly, out of all the submissions that I got, very few of them actually made the cut. So I don't have enough to make a really dope video for you guys. So keep submitting, keep trying, keep sending in your tracks, because I'm going through the submissions and I'm putting together that list. So don't feel discouraged. Be sure to keep submitting, and hit me up on my Instagram if you would like a reaction for your music. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I will be back in another video very soon. I'm about to go record this West Side Gun video because you guys have asked for that too. And I will see you guys then. So until then, stay safe, stay home, wash your hands, take care of your family, appreciate your loved ones, and I'm wishing you all the best. Stay safe out there. Peace out.